UFC 318 this weekend, and my God, have we been blessed with an absolutely stacked card. It is the Diamond's final dance. I know I said that in my video, but it's true. He's an absolute legend of the sport. One of the nicest people, apparently. And yeah, it's going to be sad to see him go. Will he go out on a high or will he go out on a low? But overall, an outstanding career. So we will get to the main event, which is Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier trilogy for the BMF title. But let's start with one fight that I wanted to pick out from the early prelims. I mean, the card is stacked head to top. It's a card I could probably talk about for hours, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to take out one fight that I've picked out from the early prelims, which is a light heavyweight bout between Marcin Prochino, the Polish beast. That's not his nickname, but he is from Poland and he is a beast. But he is fighting the very entertaining, the crowd favourite, Jimmy Crute. Now, guys, if this fight lives up to what it should, and I don't see any reason that it won't, it's going to be heavy. And by heavy, I mean someone is going to sleep. I've got to go Jimmy Crute on this. I'm a big Jimmy Crute fan. I think he's fantastic. I love his fighting style. And it just shows you how stacked this card is, that a fight like that is an early prelim. I mean, it's right at the top of the early prelims, but it's still in the early prelims. So yeah, I can't wait for that fight. Then we're going to go on to the prelims. Marvin Vettori versus Allen. I think it's number 10 Vettori, number 11 Allen. So you know, these guys are top contenders and they're really hashing it out to figure out who should be in that top 10 place. And I mean, Marvin Vettori is no joke, and Allen is as willing as they come. He will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime, any place. Another banger that I can't really work out who wins this. But Allen, when he turns up and he's on, he's a tough guy. But Marvin Vettori is so well-rounded. He's been in some absolute wars with some of the greatest names in that middleweight division that I just don't know. I don't know. There's so many of these fights I look at and I don't know. I'm going to go Marvin Vettori. Jimmy Crute, I'm going knockout. Marvin Vettori, I'm going decision. We then have a bantamweight fight, which may be two fighters that you don't know, but you are going to get to know. Both of them are beasts. Both of them are fighting to work their way up that bantamweight ladder to get their shots at Merab. It's number 12 ranked Kyler Phillips. Oh, flies. Got to have the windows open at the moment, guys. It's absolutely baking over here. It's 29 degrees. It's been like this all week and work has been hard. So yeah, window open. Sorry about the fly in the background. I've literally got a fan going, windows open. It is roasting. Sorry, bantamweight fight. Number 12 ranked Kyler Phillips. He's taking on number 15 ranked Vinicius Oliveira. You know, these guys are up and comers, you know, and they are willing to face off. They're willing to put their hard fought rankings on the line. I know Kyler Phillips is the higher ranked, but Vinicius is a seriously bad man, and he throws with bad intentions. He's looking to hurt whoever is willing to stand across the octagon from him. I'm going to say this with every fight. I don't know. I don't know. The UFC has done so well to put together a card that is so competitive in every fight. I think if it goes decision, it's going to be Phillips. if he can get there. I know Vinicius Oliveira is the lower ranked. He's only just in the top 15. He is number 15 ranked. But he seriously is a bad man. I don't know. I'm going to go Vinicius. I'm going to go round 3 stoppage Vinicius. We then go on to Michael Johnson versus Zelhuber. I mean, Michael Johnson's getting on now, but he still shows time after time that he can compete with the best. And I love it. I love that mentality. And I'm a Michael Johnson fan, you know. He turns up, he wins, he loses, but you get a good fight. But Zelhuber he's like sort of, you know, the future of that division. And I think he's just too long. I think he's too long for Michael Johnson. I think he's going to struggle, Michael Johnson, with a distance, closing the gap. And I'm going to go Zelhuber round 2 submission. But it's a fantastic fight, and I'm so excited for this card. But I'm going to go, so far, Jimmy Crute knockout round 2, Vettori decision, Vinicius Oliveira knockout round 3, and Zelhuber submission round 2. We then go on to, we are now in the main card. I'm sorry, Michael Johnson and Zelhuber is the first fight on the main card. I'm sorry, I should have done the transition from prelim to main card. Daniel Ige against Pitbull. Now, I know Pitbull's debut was not what he wanted, but listen, he is going to fight anyone they put in front of him. He's not going to care what their rank is, what they're a specialist at. Pitbull will go in with anyone, and that's why he's going to very quickly become a fan favourite. But you can't stand in front of Dan Ige. That man has got hands of stone. I don't know, because obviously Pitbull isn't ranked, and if I'm correct, Daniel Ige is around the 12-13 area. I'm not sure which position. I think it's 12, but I might be wrong. Can Pitbull break into the top 15? You know, they brought him over from the PFL. Or was it Bellator? Bellator, sorry, beg your pardon. They brought him over to really put him up against like the top guys in that division. And his debut didn't quite play out how he wanted. He didn't get stopped, he didn't get finished, he went the distance, but he didn't get the win. But he's only going to fight big names, and that is what it really comes down to, testing yourself against the world's best. And the UFC has the world's best, but he's coming up against a real challenge. But I think Pitbull's going to get the win. It'll be a decision. I do think he beats Dan Ige, and I think that puts him into the top 15, just outside the top 10. Where will he go from there? That is going to be an exciting one to watch. We then go on to the absolute man, the myth, the legend, the man who fights, it feels like he fights 100 times a year, Kevin Holland. He is fighting D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, who again is someone who fights anytime, any place, anywhere. They've stacked this card with unbelievable fights. Where does this one go? Because both fighters are very well rounded. Both fighters are not going to back down. It's going to be a bit of a brawl. But Kevin Holland, I think, takes this. I'm a big Kevin Holland fan. You know, he had a fantastic fight against Gunnar. He didn't quite get the result he wanted against the Ridder, but look at the form that the Ridder's in. He is blowing through the UFC. I can't wait to see him fight. He's got Robert Whittaker coming up soon. I'm so excited for that fight. So yeah, Kevin Holland fluctuates, you know, he jumps from weight class to weight class. He just wants to be active. He just loves fighting. But this is a challenge. D-Rod is a serious top 10 guy. I actually think they're both ranked. I think they're both ranked just out of top 10, but they're not. You know, you talk about these guys, they're household names in the MMA community. I'm going Kevin Holland. No disrespect to Daniel Rodriguez. I think he's fantastic. But Kevin Holland's the man. I love him. And I'm going Kevin Holland decision. I think he gets the decision win. We then go on to the co-main event. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. You look at them, there's only one winner. It's Paulo Costa. Jacked, big, handsome guy, muscles growing out of muscles. And then you look at Kopylov, sort of skinny, curly hair, bit of a baby face. But do not be fooled. These two are going to war, and it is going to be it's going to be a banger. Anyone who knows, do not stand in front of one of Kopylov's kicks. His kicks are insane. Look him up on YouTube. One of the main highlights you'll see is his head kick knockout. It is devastating. It sounds like a shotgun going off at close range. It is terrifying. Imagine catching that shin to chin, mate. But Paulo Costa is, you know, he hasn't always had the decisions go his way. He hasn't always performed to the best of his ability, but he is right up there, and he has always been dancing with the best. Saying that, I think Roman gets the win. If Paulo Costa can get him down though, I don't see Roman being able to get him off. He's so big for that weight class. Paulo Costa is ridiculously big for that weight class. It's such a good fight. I'm going to go back to that same saying. I don't know. I know all these fighters. I've watched them for years. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. These fights are so well matched. I'm going Roman Kopylov. I'm doing it. And I'm going to go knockout, 3rd round. I think he's going to wear Paulo Costa out. He's not that traditional Russian style. He has got ground game. But his stand-up is... it's beautiful. If you appreciate footwork, movement, traps, Roman Kopylov is up there. He's got to be top 10. His stand-up game is beautiful. So I'm going a round 3 knockout, and then we're on to the main event. And it makes me sad to see Dustin Poirier's career coming to an end. It is his last fight. It's weird because I'm glad he's going out with a chance to become a champion. I hope he can retire with a belt. I don't like the fact that it has to be against the ever entertaining, the absolute legend, Max Holloway. This is the trilogy. They had a fight at the very beginning of their careers. They had one sort of just after Max had really blown up and was winning belts and stuff. And now they're doing it for Dustin's last fight. Sort of bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. And I don't know how to call this because Dustin hasn't been the most active recently, which is fair enough. Training must be getting hard for him. He does a lot of stuff in the community, a lot of stuff away from UFC. He is a family man, but he is a fighter at the end of the day. And this is the stuff that they're born, bred and love. And then you've got Max Holloway, who over the last 3 or 4 fights has been up and down, you know, getting knocked out by Ilia Topuria, losing to Volk. I know he got a win in there. Justin Gaethje, he's obviously got one of the greatest knockouts in UFC history. UFC 300, telling Justin Gaethje, after he was dominating that fight in the last 10 seconds, come and bang with me. Doing that to someone like Justin Gaethje, and then folding him unconscious onto his face. It's one of the greatest knockouts ever. But who wins this fight? I don't know. I don't know who wins this fight, and I'm finding it very difficult. One day I'm saying Max, the next day I'm saying Dustin. But I'm doing a video on it, and I've got to make a decision. These are my predictions. I think it goes decision. I don't think we get a stoppage in this fight. Obviously, it's 5 rounds. I'm going for a decision, and I'm going to give the decision to Dustin Poirier. I think if it's a close fight and it goes to decision, they're going to let Dustin finish on a high. And that's not me saying it's fixed or scripted or anything like that. It's in his hometown. If it's close and it's a back and forwards war and it goes to decision, I've got to heavily lean towards Dustin Poirier, and it would be a fitting end to a fitting career. He's been incredible. He's fought the best of the best time after time. You know, when he first came in as a skinny, small little skinhead, to being what people call the human fridge with his comb over. He's just, he could be the face of the UFC. Like, he's that guy. But we do see his final fight this Saturday at UFC 318 in Nashville. So I'm going to go Dustin Poirier decision, Kopylov 3rd round KO, Kevin Holland decision, Pitbull decision, Zellhuber round 2 submission, Vinicius Oliveira round 3 knockout, Marvin Vettori decision over Allen. And then my one fight, as I said from the early prelims, is the light heavyweight bout between Jimmy Crute and Prochinio, the Polish beast. And I've got to go Jimmy Crute, and I'm going knockout for that one. Let me know what you think. Do you think this could be one of the best cards of the year? I don't see many cards being better, but at the moment the UFC are treating us. We had the outstanding fight last week with Derek Lewis and Teixeira. Is it Teixeira? I believe that's right, the Brazilian. That was a 1st round knockout. But yeah, UFC 318 this weekend in Nashville. Check it out, it's going to be a banger. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know who you think's going to win, how they're going to win. And if I'm anywhere near close to what I'm saying. You know, I've seen these fights for years, and I think I've called this one as well as I can. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a banger. So let me know. Comment, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys.